Hello, and welcome to the Kongversation. Mini. I'm Hyle Russell.
And I am Gibbon. Hello.
Hello. Quick programming note. This is a Kongversation mini. We are shuffling the schedule around a little bit. This is going up on our normal time slot because we are doing a live Talk Like a Pirate Day episode this Thursday, September 19th. So check your listings, i.e. social media, or if you're a patron, I'll send you a little message about the time we're exactly doing it. But yes, we'll be doing a live, traditional Talk Like a Pirate Day episode to formally conclude Stinky Ape Summer 2024. And then we'll have our normal episode following that. So you're not missing out on any conversation content. I'm not slacking here. You're getting an extra episode. It's just the way we have to arrange it because of when Talk Like a Pirate Day falls. You see. But we are doing this episode, this miniature, little bite-sized treat because Gibbon, you and Cameron, from off of the DK Vine, you both went to PAX West the other week.
Yeah.
And how was that, by the way? How was the show? What'd you do?
It was good. We spent way too much time on our feet. They actually had the show floor open longer than usual this year. And my legs and feet absolutely fucking hated me by the end of day 4, and I ruined a pair of shoes, actually. It was a good time.
You went to PAX West, and boy, are your arms tired. Yeah, that doesn't work. But you stayed safe. You didn't get the COVID. You didn't get the...
I did not.
The plague, so that's good.
No, masked up the whole time.
You conventioned properly. That's great.
Convention responsibly, kids.
Yes, I wouldn't know. I haven't been to any since the pandemic because they killed E3. They took it out back and shot it. So I have nowhere to go. I have nowhere to be.
Yeah, I love that they canceled E3 the year I would have actually been able to attend with y'all.
Yeah, you should feel bad about that.
I do feel bad about that.
I'm not that charming in real life, y'all. Trust me, you're getting the better experience right now. But the reason we're doing this, because ordinarily, as much as I would like to sit around and chat with you or Cameron about your experiences, you know how I am. I'd be like, well, when's Donkey Kong getting into this story? Because I'm losing interest. I'm rapidly shifting away. My attention span cannot handle you talking about other nerd shit if Donkey Kong or his wacky friends don't show up. So the reason we're doing this is because Donkey Kong and his wacky friends are going to show up because Nintendo actually had a presence at PAX West this year. They
do usually.
Okay, well, good for them. I mean, again, usually Donkey Kong and his wacky friends don't show up, so why do I care? But they actually had something.
Guess.
They actually had something this year because just before PAX, they announced, very atypically, that Pauline will be a playable character in Super Mario Party Jamboree, which is coming out worldwide October 17th, and which we here at DK Vine and the Kongversation will be giving full coverage to. Do not worry, because I know how it goes. A lot of you out there who listen to the Kongversation, who type up dkvine.com in your browser windows, and who, read our, or rather my rambling screeds on social media, you think I'm too hard on Mario Party as a series, as a franchise. There are a lot of Mario Party fans out there, and they don't like it when I go, ugh, Mario Party again.
Another damn Mario Party game.
Yeah, I could write for Kotaku. Watch me go. But Cameron was...
You've got a soul. I don't think it'd work out.
Cameron was talking about this. And, a large part of the animosity that's baked in historically towards the Mario Party series was just those annual releases for the first nearly decade that the series came out burned me out pretty quickly. I still have fond memories for the first couple Mario Party games, and every so often I might get a hankering for a Mario Party spankerin'. And I said back Stinky Ape Summer Nintendo when they announced Super Mario Party Jamboree, I think this one looks charming. I think it might be different enough. I really wish Diddy Kong was in it, and I hate that that is such a stickling point for me these days, where it's not necessarily make or break if I'm going to enjoy a cameo game if Diddy's in it. But boy, Diddy goes a long way. You know, it's my favorite character, right? And so when it's just Donkey Kong showing up, I'm like, well, yeah, it's Donkey Kong, and I like Donkey Kong, but I really like when Donkey Kong has one of his wacky friends.
Fortunately, he does.
Well, yeah, he has the former lust object of his dad/granddad, and now current champion and advocate for all Kong kind, Pauline. And this is why you're here, Gibbon, because you are the resident Pauline aficionado. And let me just say, you know, obviously my affinity for Pauline does not go as deep as you, and I go more towards the Rare era characters. But I do like Pauline. I really do. I think Mario was a damn fool for letting that slip through his fingers. But I also really like that the Mario series has reincorporated Pauline, and I really like seeing her in stuff like Mario Party or Mario Kart, because it's like, you know, about damn time. I can understand, the first several years of his relationship with Peach, you know, you want to keep, your ex separate from your current flame, but at this point, if he's not over it, what the hell? So, that being said, I really like that Pauline is in Super Mario Party Jamboree. I like that they did a reveal trailer for her, and that's usually the sort of thing they say for, Smash Brothers. They did a little bit with the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pass DLC cycle, and of course that led to great things for us, including Pauline. But when they did this trailer the other day, I believe it was August 30th, it really made me want and hope that, maybe we're going to get more character reveals. Ninji's in the game, but now they have this whole reveal trailer for Pauline. Wouldn't that be a fun, charming thing to have this kind of, as much as I loathe the Smash hype cycle in the days of Smash 4, have a little bit of a character hype cycle for Mario Party games. Yeah, it's not going to be as meaningful or impactful, but it's still a way to generate buzz that works, that riles up the fandom. And of course, then we can play the game of, is Diddy Kong going to be in this one? But it looks like he's not. It looks like this is just it. It's just going to be Pauline.
I'd say there might be DLC, but we've been saying that for like the past 3 Mario Party games, and it hasn't happened yet. So
right, we get so used to them releasing, and I hate to be this cynical, but let's be honest. As much as of a big fan I am traditionally of Camelot, releasing sort of partially finished Mario sports games and then releasing DLC later, and also patches that kind of finish the game. And I still really enjoyed the Switch era Camelot games, even the golf one. Well, I pretty much liked them all right. They didn't rise to any spectacular heights, although I thought Aces was pretty good. But
yeah,
Pauline in Super Mario Party Jamboree freshens things up a little bit, and like I said, I think Jamboree does look charming enough. We'll give it the full coverage treatment here at DK Vine. But you and Cameron both played it on the show floor.
That we did. Not together, but yeah.
Not together. You didn't Mario Party together, play those mini games and whatnot, against each other. But you both played it, and I am curious what your thoughts are.
So I know from after the fact that there were multiple sets of mini games that could have been played. But talking to Cameron, we both got the same set of mini games, so I'm just going to be talking about those three. And coincidentally, even though we were not able to choose which character we were going to be playing as, I was assigned Pauline, so I got to play as Pauline.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that you just randomly happened to get to play as Pauline, that the universe bestowed her upon you.
You're right, it wasn't random. The universe and I are tight like that.
Oh, okay. I was like, well, you probably slipped like a $50 bill or something underneath the table, right? Like,
Oh, who carries cash? What an archaic thought.
oh yeah, that's true. Well, you Venmoed you to the attendant or whatever. You're like, yeah, what's your Venmo?
I've never fucking used Venmo in my life. How dare you? But, okay, so I'd say before I get started on describing these, I was very surprised to see that all three of these minigames were a bit more, I don't know what the correct term is. I don't want to say cerebral, but they involved more. No, seriously. They involved a lot of like thinking about what the other people playing were going to do. It wasn't just RNG, and it wasn't just like go do your own thing and do it better than everyone else. You had to take into consideration what the other players were doing.
Okay, so the thinking person's Mario Party for the sophisticated, urbane, intellectual. I got it.
Okay, so the first mini game, and actually I'm gonna send you a screenshot of it real quick,
I'll describe it with my words.
was called Tricky Turntable. It was a 2v2. And so you have a big like circle around a like cog platform in the middle, and there's two like person-sized buttons on each side, and the controls are really simple. You can hold down A to hop on the button and release A to hop off the button, and there's a timer counting down, and the turntable, which has a bunch of coins and bombs on it, will turn a number of 90-degree spins equal to the number of people who are standing on a button when the timer runs out. So you have to coordinate with your partner to kind of react to / guess at how many buttons your opponents are going to be standing on versus how many you need to be standing on to get coins instead of a bomb and get more coins than your opponent. And it goes multiple rounds.
I have to say, I really like the visuals of it. There's lighting effects that... My biggest gripe about Mario Party visually has always been how... Maybe starting with the GameCube era, how pastel it's looked, how washed out the colors are. And this looks very, I dare say, moody a little bit.
It was a bit moody. This one was very interesting. The music was kind of like, I'm not sure how it was appropriate. It had a little bit of like an adventure. You're in a bit of some weird temple vibe, but also there's a timer and like a bit of the Jeopardy thinking music sort of vibe going on. And it like me and the person standing next to me got really into it. It's like, oh shit, should we be on? Should we be off? Okay, how second guess them, triple guess them, fake them out sort of thing. So there was a lot of like, okay, I'm gonna hop on and hop off at the last second if they're standing on the buttons and yada yada. It was good, and like I said, it involved like coordinating with your partner and kind of thinking about and anticipating what your opponents were going to do. The second mini game was Sunset Standoff, and I'm sending you an image of that as well. Okay. This was 1 versus 3, and I was the 1 versus those 3. And so the one player on the solo side gets in a giant bullet at the far off in the distance and gets shot towards the screen.
Actually, wouldn't that be a bonsai bill? Actually,
No, because it's not a living thing. It's a vehicle you get inside. So it wouldn't be
God.
either.
All right, all right, all right, all right.
And the other three players can have a good chunk of space to run around in to avoid being hit by you. And you have like right up until you hit the screen to sort of there's a cutoff point where you can still control kind of where you're going to come at them from.
Mm-hmm.
And you have 5 rounds to try to get all of them. Personally, I think that's a bit many. I think it should have been just 3, maybe. But yeah, so there's a bit of strategy involved in that with like where's the solo person going to be, where's the 3 people going, like where should I position myself to get a better spread, sort of thing. So much less like sort of social strategy involved than the previous one,
Yeah.
but like still there. Yeah, not really much to this one. It's simpler than the previous one, but I still liked it just because A, not RNG, and B, actually involved some like faking out and strategy and anticipating how things were going to go.
And again, visually, that sunset is dynamite. I love it.
Yeah, it's very nice. It's like it's this like rickety wooden plank bridge with some like old-fashioned lampposts and stuff
yeah.
just up like towering up above the clouds with like hot air balloons in the background and stuff. It's very pretty. They didn't need to go this hard for the scenery in this simple minigame.
Again, but I'm glad they did. I mean, I'm never
Oh,
gonna
yeah,
say,
yeah.
"Oh, you should have made the effort." It should just look like garbage from
Mm-hmm.
5 generations
Yeah.
ago.
The final one um is the most complicated one. It's called Hot Cross Blocks, and it's a free for all, everybody for themselves. And you are in like a Bowser's Castle area or something, and you're standing on one side, and there's
I.e.,
a
hell. Yeah.
big pool of lava. Um, and on the other side, the walkway resumes, and there's stairs leading up, and it's all sort of Bowser's Castle imagery, lava and torches and stuff everywhere, and granite gray blocks.
Heads on
But
spikes.
yeah, but the thing is, the way you construct your pathway to get across is you have 4 options for not straight up tetranimos, but they're like a lot of them work like tetranimos just because of configurations of how you can do like 4 blocks at a time or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to like pick one of the face buttons to choose which one you want to grab. But the thing is, if you choose the same one as another player, neither of you get it. So
Interesting.
there's a bit of a like, and the block, not all blocks line up with all other blocks. So like if you pick a set of blocks that doesn't directly connect to what you already have laid down, you get it, but then it just sinks because it's not connecting to your bridge. Um, so there's a lot of like, okay, I need to pick one I can actually use, but I hope there's more than one so I can choose the one that's less likely to be chosen by other people, but should I actually choose the one that is more likely because the other players are also going to be picking the less likely one, and so on and so forth. There's a lot of like second and third and fourth guessing yourself on which block you should pick, and sometimes you just don't really have good options and you have to kind of hope that the next round will be better. And like in the screenshot I've sent, like one player is very clearly ahead, but my game got like that. I was ahead of the pack. But then I just got like bad pulls, and I think one of the other players was deliberately picking the optimal choices as me to prevent me from winning because I'd won the previous two mini games.
Oh,
And someone else was able to come back and win it. So, like, yeah, a lot of social strategy going on in this one. It was, and it lasted a while too. There wasn't really a time limit on it. There was a time limit for picking your blocks, but the game didn't end until someone got to the other side. So it goes on for a bit.
so obviously, I'm sure like the build they had for PAX was like curated mini games, right? Like you.
It was just these three in a sequence. You didn't get to choose them. It was
Okay,
a
yeah.
very curated, sort of guided demo experience.
Yeah, so because a lot of the times in Mario Party games, you get those mini games that are based on chance, that are based
Yeah.
on just basically pull the trigger and see what happens, but you have
Mm-hmm.
no actual agency in the mini game. But it sounds like
Yeah.
these are designed to be engaging show floor experiences to make you think, oh, hey, this is fun. I should bring this to my home.
Yeah, and I'm like personally, I took a look at um what other mini games I saw being played, and I didn't really get a good feel for them because I wasn't like I didn't see the instruction screens. I don't know how they were being played, so I can't really say like whether they also involved as much like thought and coordination as these three did, but if like assuming they do, I think I'm going to be very pleased with this Mario Party. It seems much more of a, I don't want to say more of a social Mario Party because Mario Party's always been a social thing. Sit down with your friends
Right.
and play a board or something. But much more of a like, instead of playing a game where you and your friends are all kind of doing your own thing in the mini game, this seems like much more of a like every single mini game. It's a little like sort of self-contained like Jackbox experience where you
Hmm.
actually all have to all interact with each other and coordinate to or anti-coordinate or whatever the opposite of coordinate is.
Right, which I think is probably a wise move if they. I don't want to say make Mario Party grow up a little bit, but
But that is kind of what it feels like.
yeah, because you have that initial idea of Mario Party, a video game that's a board game with Mario
Mhm.
characters and Donkey Kong, and that was great in late 1998 slash early 1999, depending on your region, but it kind of got played out, and it's just like, can you do? I mean, in my opinion, I realize I say that because I've been with it from the start, and other
Mhm.
people who came into the series later on will say this
are
is the
are less fortunate people and should have been there from the start.
well, there's the thing about not being born yet in a lot of cases, but
It
you
sounds
know,
like a
it,
skill
it
issue.
it's it is like this is my Mario Party because this is what I came into the series with. This is what I have the fondest memories with, or this is what struck the biggest chord with me. I get that,
Mhm.
but I
Yeah.
do think that there are so many party game options nowadays, both from the
Yeah.
big companies and from the indie studios, and you've gotta, try to evolve. You've got to do something different with the formula. From what you've described, it sounds like these mini games are a lot more mentally stimulating. And I poo-pooed it when you said that. I was like, ha 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 ha. Ha. But no, you're right. That does sound intriguing. So I guess the jury will have to remain out until October 17th when we can try the overall package. But before I let you go, I do want your impressions. The number one Pauline fan I know, and maybe in the whole wide world. You're definitely up there in the upper echelon of Pauline fans. What did you think of her portrayal, her presentation, her animation, the whole deal from what you could see?
I'm going to be honest, her model didn't seem to stand out particularly from her model in other sports games, aside from the fact that she's wearing her cocktail dress instead of any like specialized garb. But that being said, I think the only like Mario Sports spin-off she has appeared in her cocktail dress was like her initial Mario Kart tour appearance, and in like all the other sports games she's had like a specialized outfit, so it is kind of refreshing to just see her in her default outfit again.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a minute. But other than that, yeah, her animations look good. I think like she has had as well a job done on her as anybody else in the cast. It didn't look like they were being lazy. But yeah, like I think they did a pretty good job with it. So yeah. It was a crowded show floor and I was not wearing my headphones, so I can't really comment on like voice clips or anything. But as far as the animations went, they were smooth.
It's always hard to really absorb what you're experiencing while you're on a show floor because there are so many stimulating distractions around you that
Oh yeah.
so
I was playing the Zelda Echoes of Wisdom demo, and the staff member behind me was very surprised that at my inventive solutions to like get up walls and stuff, and they're like, "Wow, people just usually use the stairs back there, but I think your way's faster." And I'm like, there were stairs back there?" Because I was like, it's on a time limit, and I was panicking. So
I'm just amazed there's a new Zelda game coming out. I completely forgot.
yeah, it's like in a week and a half.
Oh really? Oh yeah. Is it
Yeah.
the one with Zelda?
Yeah.
Donkey Kong's not in it, so I don't care.
This has been a File 2 production.
Que rico.